One particular assist is called a nerve assist, and that involves the practitioner rubbing their hands up and down the torso of the unwell person. And we believe that this 15-year-old girl, in her capacity as the medical liaison officer, was giving or is giving these assists, and that includes to adults and to men.
There's a new investigation published on the Times Online this morning. The Times journalist Tom Ball has been investigating a Scientology church in Edinburgh. He began his research after he met a man called Amir, who'd been a senior executive in the church but had recently left. Amir told him the church in Edinburgh was hiring under-16s to work for them. Tom went undercover to find out more.
Amir suggested that I just go along and I sign up for one of their life improvement courses. So anyone can do them. It tends to be the way that people get into Scientology. So you'll often, if you walk past a Scientology building, you'll often see that they are advertising for something called a personality test. So I went in, took this personality test. The personality test is 200 questions, ranging from sort of reasonably generic stuff like, do you lie awake at night thinking about your regrets, to more specific stuff like, do you think you eat more slowly than other people? So I filled that out. I was then marked on my test, and the result came through and told me that I was depressed, irresponsible, nervous, all these sorts of things, all of which were sort of news to me, really. But they said to me, well, you know, one way to improve this is to take one of our life improvement courses, and we can maybe help you out with these problems that you're having. So that's how I got in.
Once inside the organisation, Tom had a week where he could spend as much time as he wanted at the church. He noticed children milling about and had been told they performed administrative tasks, but that's not the only tasks they seemed to be performing.
So one of the roles that one particular girl, we believe, trained for was to become a medical liaison officer. This is according to Amir, but he says that in her role, this girl, who is 15, is tasked with giving an assist. And in Scientology, an assist is a pseudo-medical procedure, and the principle essentially is opening the channel between the body and the spirit. One particular assist is called a nerve assist, and that involves the practitioner rubbing their hands up and down the torso of the unwell person. And we believe that this 15-year-old girl, in her capacity as the medical liaison officer, was giving or is giving these assists, and that includes to adults and to men. And Amir told us that these assists take place in a locked room, unsupervised. And I was wanting to find out how true this was, and so I said to one of the senior executives there one day, I'm having problems with my shoulder and I've tried acupuncture, orthopedics, all sorts. And he said, oh, well, you should have an assist. And he explained what the assist was. And he said, oh, this 15-year-old girl, she gives a lot of those assists.
The church, in response, have said the following. Although referred to as staff, the church insists this does not denote employment, but the staffing of training courses completed by volunteers.
In response to the Times findings, the church stated that no person under the age of 16 is a member of staff at the Church of Scientology in Edinburgh. It did not respond to whether or not they had obtained a child employment permit.
A spokesman said those who signed contracts, which lawyers described as volunteering agreements, do so entirely as volunteers. These agreements are described as staff contracts in internal documents.
Naturally, children are involved in the life of places of worship in every religion in Scotland. He said, we are no different. Like other religions, we allow some older children to help out in our church. Any
volunteer participation is done within all the rules prescribed by law and in the context of normal child safeguarding and protection policies and practices.
Lawyers for Scientology said the document was a volunteering agreement and was not a contract of employment, but a religious pledge. They added that there was no mutuality of obligations, which is an absolute requirement for a contract of employment to exist. They said that they are not paid but are given discretionary allowance, the process in which, through the payroll system, is a matter of convenience and agreed with HMRC. You can read the whole story on the Times Online now.